All right, hey now everybody, it's the Rob from 106.1 Kiss FM. We're having a no music day today this time because, well, it's I don't know, I don't know if we're having technical difficulties or not, but if anyone hears anything funny throughout the broadcast, please feel free to alert us via social media or our mobile devices or whatever. But in the meantime, it's the Rob from 106.1 Kiss FM here with People Magazine's Sexiest Man of the Year. This is Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Eat your heart out, Blake Shelton.
That's right. I demand a recount if they said Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
SmackDown last night.
Highs and lows.
First of all, how you doing?
I'm well. I'd like to start, if I may, by saying happy.
Absolutely it is. And if I could editorialize for just a second, you have raised probably the sweetest, the most affable, the most lovable little girl I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm not even kidding. That's why I call you a parenting inspiration, and I don't use that term sarcastically.
I appreciate that. We have a lot of fun in our house. There's a lot of goof out there, but she's surprised. Who, when we go to Pittsburgh Steelers games or Pirate games, she insists on stopping at the grocery store and buying a bag of apples so she can hand them out to homeless people.
I don't know where all this stuff came from. It is
amazing. Not me.
Kelly will sometimes share stories of her generosity on Facebook, and I view you guys quite a bit, and it's happy birthday, Allie. Happy
birthday. Evan is a different story. He's sweet. He's like I want to go to the game.
All right, we can't hear you clearly, and that you're cutting in and out, but I don't have any sort of idea why that would be happening.
I've got my mic's working, my levels are fine on my side of the track.
Yeah, but something weird. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let's try something. That can't be right. Keep going.
All
right, let's just. I got to keep it the way we got it. I'm sorry, the way we had it before. I mean, so let's just keep going.
Okay. Happy birthday, Allison, and thank you, Rob, for the kind words. Those are really nice to say.
And a big happy birthday to Jake the Snake as well.
Well.
So let's get started. It's not even going to be a long episode because I don't think there's all that much to talk about from SmackDown last night. Unless there is.
No, there was a big thing in the beginning, a big thing at the end, and a big thing in the middle. And unfortunately for them, the big thing at the beginning felt like High School Musical quality. It was so cheesy.
The thing, you mean the Shane McMahon pep rally?
That was bad.
Boy, that was bad. And like, I don't know if they were intending it to look like it was montaged together, but like as soon as Shane would, ask, Becky Lynch a question, Becky would automatically have the mic in her hand. Like, it was so weird.
It was bad. It was like D-movie quality. It was not good in any way. I cringed. It was cringeworthy. The only thing I liked was, and they didn't emphasize it, I'm telling you, something's going to go down this weekend because of this.
What's that?
Sami Zayn and Kevin were in the back filming the whole thing. They were just rolling their eyes at everything Shane said. They're going to be a problem for SmackDown Survivor Series.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm also hearing that Jason Jordan's going to be a problem for Raw. So now this makes Sunday a whole lot more difficult to predict, in my opinion. So there's that. Did you see there was one person conspicuous by his absence? No, not Mr. 16 time. Mr. James Ellsworth was not seen in the back. I read an article that he may be getting let go. This was a day or two after I reported it last week. What happened last Tuesday, to me, felt like a sincere send-off in WWE form. Not even a bad one, just like, you know, they always give them that last match, that last moment to shine before they send you off into the sunset. He'll leave on good terms. He may be back at some point down the line, but I think that I think he might be done.
This isn't an issue with it. It's just he was never going to be one of those forever. So I think that he was able to pull back the difference that he did. And some pretty cool indie appearances, maybe some comic cons. People make a little money off of this.
I think definitely with how visible he was. Like, yeah, I think for sure he's going to be okay for a little bit. And I bet you we haven't seen the very last of him. I think he's one of those guys who's going to come back for, you know, not the 25th anniversary of Raw, but maybe the 35th anniversary of Raw or something. You know, I just think we'll see him again.
Over a we don't see him in the future.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Scotty 2 Hotty and Vader just a few years ago on Raw. So,
I would like it if he put the
hey, by the way, I do remember we had a conversation about this time last year as to whether or not Ellsworth would ever be WWE champion. You said he would. I said he would not.
To be fair, he was in a feud at the time with the champion, and I thought, and he kept beating him. To be fair, he was feuding with AJ Styles.
Yeah, it was around the time with AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose and everything going on with that, but it wasn't
plausible. It was plausible.
Yeah, I thought it was thin, but it was plausible. You're right. So there was that. I wanted to say, oh, okay, and here's another thing. I knew there'd be at least one title change tonight.
Well, and you knew it was going to be Charlotte.
I assumed it was going to be Charlotte.
In Charlotte.
But you know what my take was, and it wasn't even because of where they were. Do you know why I was so sure? Well, no, I knew Monday. When they made the big deal about The Miz is going to take on Baron Corbin or Kalisto, including him in the graphic, and then the same thing with Alexa Bliss taking on Natalya or Charlotte, because they are both in the graphic. I thought, well, there's going to be at least one change made on Tuesday. Yeah, this feels like another really sloppy build on WWE's part. And it's not for lack of, or maybe it is, but I was going to say, like, because we came out of the last pay-per-view and then we jumped right into things with the Under Siege thing, and we kind of knew it was going to be Raw versus SmackDown. We knew after this, on the second Raw, most of the card for Survivor Series. But they made so many big changes. A lot of them, I feel like, are last minute. Including the movement of Jinder off the card completely, apparently, and you know, the changing of the champion to AJ. I don't think that was the plan going into this.
Image you were talking about that was posted, and we're like, whoa, all these matches are heels.
Yeah,
like,
well,
we need to change the champions up here. Natalya's a boring champion, and they said they had to see it. They had 4 weeks to promote Survivor Series, and the two of the championship matches, there were the champion versus champion matches, have less than a week of build. That's shameful.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Answer honestly and use whatever criteria you want to.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for Survivor Series?
6.
I feel like that's about right. I was going to say like 5.5 to 6-ish.
I would give it a 5 if it weren't a Survivor Series. But it's one of my favorites.
So, first of all, even the worst low-level pay-per-view, just the fact that it's on the network and it's a pay-per-view, I've got at least a 2 or a 3 in interest. With nothing else, just the fact that it's a WWE pay-per-view, you've got that for me. Then you've got the tradition of Survivor Series. And I will say, I'm a mark for the 5-on-5 matches at Survivor Series. I don't care about them other times of the year, but the elimination style, and we've got at least what, 2 of those. We've got the men and the women.
Yeah.
So there's that. It is Survivor Series. It's the week before Thanksgiving. So it's all those things that get me to the 5 or the 6. But they've done nothing really to build excitement for me. The Under Siege thing didn't work for me. AJ and Brock does work, but you only had the 1 week of builds. So yeah, it's been a rough build for the Survivor Series to me.
I don't like champion versus champion matches.
I still care about the match though. I think between the bell, it's going to be. I care about AJ and Brock. I think it's going to be a good. I'm excited to see it.
And I don't think anyone had any. And now you get shown from a woman's perspective.
Yeah, it's been sloppy. I think that we can probably both agree on that. And then I wanted to talk about the invasion at the end. Obviously, that was the big moment of the show. I feel like few complaints on my end. A little expected, although it was more expected the night after SmackDown's invasion, and that didn't happen. Yeah, there was that, but let me tell you my big problem with it, and it comes from a wrestling is real perspective, which I know a lot of people say, don't even do that, but I can't just not do it. It's okay. There shouldn't have been theme music for anybody. Particularly, so you had Shield's music. That's the one I'm most forgiving about. You had Brock Lesnar's music. I'm sorry, I always do that. You had Braun Strowman's music. That one kind of bothered me, but the one that bothered me the most was at the end of the show, as they're going off the air, they're playing Raw's theme song. And I just feel like in this environment, in a SmackDown crew, you can't do that. You can do, and you can get away with no theme music.
Corey Graves must have slipped in.
What do you mean? Does that bother you, or is it just me? Because it drove me crazy.
But they want to get the big pop. I don't think they need it. I like the Shield. I don't think they need it. But they knew what they were going to get.
Yeah, I don't know. It just. Yeah, I mean, and it also felt good. I'll tell you, that legit angle slam got me out of my seat. I'm excited for that part of Sunday. And you know what? That adds to my excitement for Sunday, too. That Kurt's going to have his second televised match with the WWE in 12 years or whatever it is. Like, I'm excited for that. I love this Kurt thing is my favorite story of the year. I just love this.
I don't think his body can handle a singles match, but I like protecting him and putting him in these big.
You'll see WrestleMania. He'll be in there.
Him and Triple H. I
think so. I do.
Well, they're setting it up, and I would be okay with the Triple H Kurt Angle match.
And then I did want to mention before we get out of here, although I'm not on a time crunch. I'm assuming you might be though.
I am. I've got to go to Allie's school to eat lunch with her.
That's cool. I feel like, while I haven't made my official predictions yet, last night when they ran through the card, which, by the way, I wish they would do this more. This is an old time thing they used to do. They used to go through the card with like graphics for each match. I feel like that's kind of gone away, but they went through the card last night and I made my picks mentally. I feel like I won't take a lot of time making my picks tomorrow. It's tough because it can go either way. With every match can go either way with this angle.
Especially when there's no what they're going to do.
Right, exactly. But I feel like in my head, I know where I'm going. Do you feel that way, or are you making your picks tomorrow?
I'll make my picks tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do about the elimination. And there's so much up in the air.
And they have made that like it isn't anything can happen kind of show, and that you don't know who's going to win anything on Sunday.
There are 4 people not on the card that I think we'll see.
Who's that?
Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Sami Zayn.
Jinder Mahal.
Jinder's boy, where do you think we'll see him in the title match, the champions match?
I do. I think we're going to see him in the champions match because when this match is all said and done, AJ Styles needs an opponent, and it just makes sense that it's the guy he took the championship from. So I don't think we're done seeing Jinder Mahal. We'll see.
I think we have 4 hours on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yeah, it starts at 7.
And that's not even the pre-show.
Right.
Did you get a phone call?
I did. That I got to get going.
All right, bud.
Unfortunately,
we're done. It's okay. Thanks for your help. Sorry if we had audio issues. I'm going to go back and watch this as soon as I can. I don't know what the problem is over here. It's set up the way it normally is. But Jerry's out of here. Thank you so much for your time. Tomorrow will be our last episode for a little while. We will make our Survivor Series predictions, and that will be tomorrow right here on Post to Post.